What's going on, guys? It's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my F1 2017 career mode. And we are here for round number 6 at Monaco. And here for season 2, obviously, going to try and get a better result than last season, and also try and see, as this is basically a good opportunity for us this race to score some good points. And Monaco is always a good chance to get a good result in the season. So I'm out here, obviously going to try my hardest, and I'm really going to be trying to push to get a really solid race and overall some good points hopefully this weekend, and who knows, maybe a top 5 or even push a podium if the conditions allow us to. But we'll have to wait and see how the weekend unfolds for that. But as you can see, we're currently here in Friday practice, and once again, no R&D upgrades or changes because like I said, we are saving for a big upgrade in Baku. So until then, we're just going to keep putting the R&D points away and trying to improve the car. But at the end of the episode, there will be yet again another update regarding how the R&D situation is looking, and also how many R&D points we have, and what upgrades we are planning to do. So if you guys do want to see that, do stick around until the end of the episode. But as you can see, we're currently here in Friday practice, making our way through the practice programs. And so far, the weekend's off to a very good start, and Monaco obviously track doesn't have major difficulty. I am using the old power unit components that I used in the first 4 races and in practice in Spain. So we are pretty down on power, and some of the components I believe are pretty deep on the orange, which is quite a severe one. And I'm hoping that I don't have any issues in practice here, but I'm running a lot of components in the yellow and dark orange areas in the sort of 70 plus 80 plus range. So I'm taking a risk here today, but hopefully it doesn't affect us too badly. We'll see in a moment what the engine components are on exactly. But as you can see, they're currently getting a green score in the practice program of the qualifying performance test. And so far, purple scores in everything except for that. So not too bad so far. But as you can see now, we're going to come across for the final practice program, which is the race strategy, and this one has absolutely no issues whatsoever, and a fairly simple one as we comprehensively get the 50 points. As you can see, looking in the bottom right, gearbox aside, some of the components there, like the ICE on 80% plus, some really warm components in there, and I was really pushing my luck with that. But after practice, we are going to move into qualifying, and I made a big mistake. I completely forgot to change my engine components to the newer ones for qualifying, and I realised the second I basically loaded up qualifying. So what this means is I tried to back out and switch it, but it was too late at this point. So we're going to have to try and commit to qualifying with the worn out engine part. So let's see how this one unfolds. But as you can see, currently on our first lap, obviously getting fast. There's nobody set a lap time. And now we're going to run aboard with my best attempt of the session here. So go into turn 1, down to 3rd gear, pick up the apex, aggressive on the curbing there. Nice bit of traction on the exit, and we're still currently down on our delta slightly as we now go into turn 4 into Massane 5th gear, then shifting to 4th midway through, and then through Casino, keeping it in 4th gear, trying to pick up the traction as soon as possible, and then down to 2nd gear for Mirabeau. Lock up on the right front, missing the apex slightly, trying to get the power on, and then another couple of gears down to the lows hairpin 1st gear, lock up on the front left. But we're up on the delta as we go through this right hand and now into Portier, 2nd gear corner. Crucial that you get good traction out of here to get some nice speed down the back straight. We are running 11.11 aero, so the straight line speed obviously not a priority at this circuit. But as you can see now, into the Nouvelle chicane, 2nd gear, getting it all crossed up on the steering wheel there, but a very good run through there, getting a nice bit of time. And now into to back 5th gear corner, as close as you dare to the wall on the right hand side, then flat out through the swimming pool, through the first part, then through the second part, a couple of downshifts down to 4th gear, little tap of the wall there on the exit, down to 2nd gear now for Raskas, missing the apex, locking up on the right front, which isn't ideal. And then finally, Anthony knows the final corner here, and then shifting up through the gears, DRS wide open, and it's going to be our best attempt of the session. Where does it get us come the end of qualifying? We were in P8, but it's actually P10, so some other people must have improved their lap there. But 10th place for Monaco, not the best position to qualify in, because we're right in the middle of the pack, and Ocon P6 again. I don't know. This guy is just qualifying absolutely incredibly at the moment, and I mean, Ricciardo's in P8, Bottas is nowhere to be seen, I believe he's in P14, and yeah, Verstappen also in P3 there. So a very mixed up grid, and we're going to be starting the race from P10 like I said, but hopefully we can turn it around in the race. And as you can see, I did remember in time for the race to switch my components out to the newer ones. Hopefully we can have a bit of a stronger race tomorrow and try and charge with the fresher engine. So hopefully we can have a good race tomorrow on Sunday. So without further ado, let's jump straight into Sunday for the Monaco Grand Prix. Right, so here we are then at race day at Monaco, and it's not the best situation to be in, I'm not going to lie. P10, sort of in the middle of nowhere, and also we're the last guy to start on the ultra soft tyres, or at least be restricted to the tyre that we qualified on in qualifying. So as you can see on the screen, it means that we are restricted to this sort of strategy. So it's going to be interesting. There is rain expected later on, so it's going to be very weird because it's going to rain briefly from what I can see and then dry up straight after. So will it even get wet enough for intermediates? I don't know. So that's going to be very interesting. We're very marginal on fuel because I don't really want to have a lot of excess fuel in the car. But this is going to be a very interesting race, and I think this could be a very weird one. I think if we play our cards right, because of the weird strategy that I've never seen before, we do have a chance of doing something here this race and making something special happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we can have a good race today. So yeah, that's the intro out of the way, and we're now going to jump straight into it from Monaco, and let's see if we can try and have a good race. We have switched out the engine components, as you would have seen, so we are looking at max power. So let's try and have a good race and see what we can do now, and have a little bit of fun around the legendary Monaco circuit. Right, 5 red lights for round 6 at Monaco, and it's going to be lights out and away we go here. Let's try and have a good start. Pretty slow off the line actually. I'm going to try and cover the inside. I've got a Toro Rosso on my inside here of Carlos Sainz as we go around the outside of him at turn 1, and we get a warning for a collision, but he's still right behind me, so no major issues there. But a very good start to this race here, and we're still in our starting position here as we go through Massenet for the first time into Casino. Can we make a move possibly on some of these guys in this opening lap, as they will be going slowly? We're going to look for the move here on Daniel Kvyat up the inside. Can we just squeeze him out? There we go, just shut the door on him, and we've made a position up now. Now we're on the back of Nico Hülkenberg in the Renault. Very impressive qualifying, as we've got a yellow flag behind. And will that trigger VSC or safety car? I think it will. So green flag conditions again as we get underway. And now let's see if we can try and keep pace with the leaders here, and try and see if we can pass Nico Hülkenberg. Just like in Season 1, I said, it's nearly impossible to overtake around here, and that is the case. I mean, you've got to be so precise through here. I do have a little bit of lag, it seems, this time around racing around here, and that's not helping my cause, but I'm very close to Hülkenberg here. Can I go for the dive into Raskas here? Up the inside, tight little squeeze. Hülkenberg's still there. A little bit of contact, but we made the move stick, and we're now up into P8. So that's the sort of move we've got to make to try and get past cars. We've got to be daring around here because it's so hard to overtake, and we're now up into P8. So very good start to this race. My teammate Ocon's still in P5, so let's try and catch him up and see if we can make the move. Personal best now on the back of Ricardo. Ocon really holding up this trend. Now I've got much better pace than my teammate here, so let's keep going. But I do feel confident around here that we can get a good result if we get past these cars. The rain is about 10 to 15 minutes away, so I think I'm going to try and stay on these until the rain arrives. So let's just focus on getting past these 3 guys and then take care of the weather eventually. But here we are on the back of Ricardo. Am I close enough to go for a dive here? I'm going to just stick my nose in, go very slow on the apex, leave Ricardo the room, and not quite. Ricardo holding it around the outside quite nicely there, but I've cost him a little bit of time, so he's not going to be very deep in the toe of Hamilton, so I might have a chance here if I've got some good enough straight line speed, which I don't seem to have because of the 11 aero that I'm running. So maybe into turn 1 may be a possibility here. Okay, I'm pretty close to Ricardo this time around. I'm in lead mix to try and save a bit of fuel because I'm pretty low. I'm going to go for the dive here on the Honey Badger up the inside, just clipping the inside wall slightly, which isn't going to help me. Ricardo's on my inside. Can I go around the outside at the low hairpin? Ricardo's going to give me a little squeeze, a little nudge, a little bit of end plate damage, but I'm going to make the move up the inside. There we go, just about pull it off, and we're up into P7 now. So very good move there, absolutely critical overtake. And now let's try and make sure it doesn't go for the pop back past us here into Nouvelle, and try and keep it in a lead mix at the same time, and try and now catch up to Lewis Hamilton and Esteban Ocon. The front wing damage is hurting me slightly. I do have a lot less downforce through the corners. However, I am still faster than Ocon through the corners, which is it just goes to show maybe how low of wings Ocon is running. I did think about the dive there for a second on Hamilton, but I'm going to hold on for now. I'm going to wait a little bit longer and then maybe go for the move, but I don't want to rush into it because I do have a damaged front wing and I don't want to lose any more of what I have. So let's just, let's try and prepare this overtake. Let's sort of slow cook it and wait for the ideal opportunity here. This is weird, but I could have sworn I had a light green front wing. Now it's gone to yellow, and I've just wondered because I'm starting to drop off from these two. I'm just starting to lose pace a little bit, and maybe it is because of the front wing. But that's weird because I've not hit a barrier or touched anybody yet. The damage has got worse. I just wonder if maybe the front wing can deteriorate just because of the downforce in the air that hits the front wing. However, now rain is expected imminently, so it's going to be very interesting. I've selected the intermediates because I'm expecting the rain to come. I've also selected a front wing change, and yeah, we're basically waiting now for the wet conditions. But yeah, I'm just starting to drop off these guys now because of the front wing damage. Okay, it is now raining on track. I've just seen the first few drops of rain, so we're going to have to keep an eye on these conditions. I'm not expecting the rain to last, so we've got to be very careful with this and try and time these conditions to perfection. Okay, so Hamilton comes in. I'm going to stay out for one more. Also, Ocon stays out, so interesting strategy. The rain is starting to come down here, but for now we're still going to stay out in these conditions. Okay, Ocon comes in. I'm going to presume that is for dry tyres. I'm going to stay out for a few more, maybe one more, two more, because the track is still getting wet, and I think I can go straight into the inters here. Right, I'm going to make a late call here to come in this lap for intermediates. I think the lap time's sort of nearing the crossover. Hamilton was catching me pretty damn quick anyway. I've also got the front wing damage, which doesn't help, so obviously it might make the track feel worse than what it is, but I'm going to take a risk here, going straight into the intermediate. I'm not going to come in for another dry tyre. A very good stop there, 7.6 for our front wing change, and we're going to see now how our pace is. I'm not expecting it to be that quick. I think the track's probably a little bit too dry still, but it's mainly because my tyres were nearing 60%. I had a front wing damage, and also I was just, you know, I was hitting almost every wall just with my rear tyres and just skidding everywhere. But we're going to rejoin just in front of Palmer here, so let's see what we're like in these conditions, and let's see what the AI like on dry tyres to compare as a reference point. Here comes Palmer. Is he going to got my inside? Yes, he does, and then around the outside. So still a bit of grip left on those dry tyres for now, but you can see the spray and also the rain coming down. It shouldn't be too long before it's intermediates here. Right, here comes Stroll. He's going to go to my outside. Have I got enough to defend from him? I don't think I have. And no, he closes the door on me, so there you go. Still the dry tyres. I don't understand why the dry tyres are still so suited for these conditions. There's so much spray on my screen right now. I'm so confused. Oh my god, I'm going to get lapped. Oh, this race is not going well. Ah, blue flag, and I'm going to have to let bloody Verline through. You watch. I bet he overtakes me. There goes the Ferrari of Raikkonen, and now Vettel's going to make the pass. Right, there we go. It wasn't too bad, but I can't believe I let down. Look at the conditions. What's happening here? Why are the AI still on dry tyres? I don't get it anymore. Oh, there's been a yellow flag behind, some sort of altercation there, so that's rather interesting. And we've got a virtual safety car. Not ideal. I wanted a full safety car. But, oh man, I just don't know now. The rain's going to stop in 10 minutes. And, I've absolutely fried my rear tyres already. Literally, I don't know what to say. I'm just, what's going on this race? It's wet. Why is no one coming in? I've just lost a heap of time here in this VSC period, so. Okay, so I just started to pull away from Pascal Verlaine now in these conditions. And I just went 2 tenths faster than the signs, and DRS is now disabled, so maybe finally now the track's coming to me. The AI though are staying out, so I need to make this lap absolutely perfectly, and this has to be like, this is a crucial lap in the race. This has to be perfect. Okay, so the AI are not pitting. However, I'm starting to fly around this track and just took 1.1 out of signs that lap, so who knows what's going to happen here. Are they staying out because the rain's going to clear up? I mean, it's about 5 to 10 minutes away until it stops raining, so this is risky from the AI. Okay, this is very interesting. The AI are not coming in for inters whatsoever. I just took over 2 seconds out of signs in that last lap, and I'm catching up to this train of cars. However, the rain is expected to dry out in 5 minutes. So this is very, very interesting strategy and a very interesting race here, but I'm making up for a lot of lost time right now, and I've got to keep on doing that until the dry conditions come. I would like a safety car in about 5-6 laps so I can switch over to dryers and not lose any time. That would be ideal, but for now, let's enjoy the rain while it's here and try and recover all the lost time I did for that terrible strategy call, even though the track did seem wet enough, and I was so slow on the dry tyres before. I don't know why the AI was so fast. Maybe it's just like a bit of a glitch, but I was nowhere near the AI's pace. But now we're talking, and now I'm going to be on the back of them. Oh no, DRS has now been enabled, so the track is drying up again, which isn't a good sign, but we are getting close to these guys, so let's see what happens here. We've got a Red Bull and a Mercedes in there. Bloody hell, we've got a lot of high-end cars, and now we're getting offered a strategy change onto dry tyres. So how typical is that? The second we catch up to these guys, now I better start dropping off, and now I'm getting offered a dry tyre change. Still, I'm going to continue on here and see if I can get past any of them. Right, well, I guess I may as well come in. I mean, I've got nothing to lose. The AI, I'm going to hope that they shredded their tyres in those conditions. That's my only hope, and also I get a safety car. If they shred their tyres in those wet conditions, then they may come in for another stop. So this is a sort of undercut of sorts, I guess. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we'll have to wait and see. We are going to rejoin ahead of Verline, so that's how much of a gap we gain in those conditions. So we're actually going to be ahead of Verline, who was behind us in just a few laps ago. But we're on the Ultra Softs now. Let's just push into the end of the race. Maybe we could still get a safety car or something. So let's just keep our options open. But right now it's looking like a very dull race and a disappointing result. Okay, we may still have a chance here. There is no safety car. The AI not coming in, but I just went 2.5 seconds plus faster than Sainz in standard mix. I'm now in rich. There's a huge train of cars where Sainz is, and there's actually points on the table there if it's all for position. Look at the train on the minimap there. So we are catching very quickly, and we still got enough laps left. So I was sort of defeated in this race, but I'm now seeing a possibility here of still having a chance in this race. So I'm going to push now until my dying breath this race to try and get something out of this. Another 2.5 seconds that lap. It could happen. I think it can. A personal best of 1:13.3 in the fastest final sector. A little bit of a corner cut there, but we're now inside 5 seconds with 5 full racing laps to go here. We can do this. Okay, we're here. We're on the back of the train, and there's a few faster cars trying to make their way through. So I'm going to try and use, for example, Verstappen, who's in front of me, as a way to get through the traffic. Verstappen's also going to cost the traffic time here. So as you can see, Verstappen's going side by side with a lap car there, and that's Carlos Sainz who's costing him time. And this is going to give me the opportunity to just slide up the inside of the Spaniard and make the move, shut the door on him, and let's try and follow Verstappen through here. So this is the opportunity I needed. This is the one that I'm going to get. So let's try and make it count. I don't know if there's enough positions here for points, but I'm going to give it a good go and also try and get past his train and overtake the next cars. Right, Ricciardo's pulling over to the side. He's going to hold up his teammate's side. I'm going to get the run on Ricciardo here. Can I go for the move on the brakes into the Nouvelle chicane? I want to go up the inside of him. There we go. Nice overtake. Very smart, intelligent overtaking here. We've got a few cars to pass. I think Van Dorn was sort of like the cork in the bottle who's let everyone go, but it doesn't matter. I've got tyres here and I'm going to push hard to get past these guys and make these moves count. Here goes Verstappen. He's going to make the move on Van Dorn. I'm going to follow Verstappen through here. Very good strategy. And now I'm going to have DRS. Can I get past now Verstappen, or can he lead me up to a closer competition? Bottas is up ahead and he's going to be pretty quick on those super soft tyres, but we can try and catch him here on these ultras. So let's keep pushing here. Right, there we go then at the final corner. I'm pretty proud to say that I had the same pace as a Red Bull there in the last stint on those ultra soft tyres. So that's not too bad. It's very disappointing that I got only P14 this race. It could have been so much more, especially because people like Bottas, like Ricciardo, were so far down the order. And I was catching Bottas, and there could have been an overtake there. And also, Ocon was actually bunching up a big train of cars in front of me. And there was another train forming. If there was another 5 laps that race, it could have been a massively different result. But Vettel wins at Monaco, and Verstappen comes home in P2, with Kimi Raikkonen in P3. No Mercedes on the podium, but wow, a really, really up and down race, that one. I'm disappointed because that one could have at one point easily been a P5. I came in too early for the Inters, but at the same time, I say that it felt glitched because I was so slow on the dry tyres, and I was also so slow on the Inters, and the AI were just, they stayed on the dry tyres throughout, so something, I don't know, wasn't right there, or maybe the dry tyre was the tyre to stay on, but I had a damaged front wing. I really don't know, but either way, also, good race. Right, and there we have it, and these are the final race results, with Vettel coming home in first place in Monaco, with Verstappen in a very impressive second place, beating Kimi Raikkonen, and then Felipe Massa, very good fourth place for him ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and then my teammate Esteban Ocon, the first of the lap cars, and he was basically at the start of a train that formed right at the end, and he was leading Danny Kvyat, Romain Grosjean, and Nico Hülkenberg and Palmer to the remaining point scoring positions, and then Lance Stroll was in there, Kevin Magnussen, Bottas, myself, and also Ricciardo a bit further down, but overall I'm very disappointed because if we just had like another 5 laps, we could have been at the front of this train and could have finished in like P6, for example. So, very disappointing, and this race could have been so much more. But looking at the driver standings, we're still ahead of Ocon, but he now overtakes Hulkenberg, and he's now equal on points with me. And Raikkonen's leading the way from Ferrari there. But looking at the constructors, you can see that Red Bull actually jumped Mercedes. So could Mercedes be slipping even further down the pack? They did bring an engine upgrade recently, so they are trying to improve, but maybe Red Bull are just outperforming them lately. But we are still holding 4th place, just 1 point ahead of Williams, but so far so good in the constructors, and we really need a big result, and hopefully in the next race we can try and get that big result. I do want to have like a shock win someday, or a shock podium, but right now that's absolutely miles away. But we're now going to jump into the laptop to see what our current resource points tally is. So after the race, as you can see, just delving into the R&D a little bit, we are still in 5th place, but Renault are catching and Williams are starting to pull away slightly, so we are going to need some big upgrades soon. And I am planning on bringing a powertrain upgrade for Baku. I want to try and make the first engine upgrade, as you can see here, to match Mercedes, and if not, try and get slightly ahead of them. So I'm going to try and bring that big upgrade for Baku. Also, in terms of the aero, I am planning on basically, I want to get this row here done by the end of the season. So I want to max out this row here, and then these 5, once they're done, we should be pretty damn competitive in the aero department, and we should be nearly at the level of Mercedes. So, that's where I want to be at the end of the season. And also, if I can do a chassis one, I think for Baku I'm going to try and bring one of each. So for Baku I'll bring one for the chassis, one for the engine, and also one for the aero. I don't know if we'll get enough resource points. If not, then I'll get a powertrain and aero upgrade. But other than that, that is sort of how things look right now. We've got 1,600 resource points. And yeah, that was Monaco, guys. If you have enjoyed it, then please do smash the like button. Also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And also check out these videos on screen if you haven't done so already. And also check out the playlist link down below in the description if you have missed any of the past episodes. But other than that, guys, I thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.